Hello, welcome to this chapter. So, in creating your own OSP repository mirror, fundamental skills for anyone working in Android system programming, porting, customizing, debugging, and so on. Whether you are building custom ROMs, developing automotive infotainment systems, or optimizing anything Android for embedded devices or anything else, managing a OSP source efficiently is critical. So this chapter will guide you through setting up a local mirror of OSP repository, which can say dramatically speed up your workflow by reducing download times and network loads. Yeah, I think by mastering this, you will unlock faster builds, smoother debugging, and more. Okay, for productive development environment. So let's get started and see how this example step can make a big difference in your Android projects and so on. So, okay. Okay, so this page now, this section explains that downloading the OSP source code from Google server and is slow and it only gives you a specific version as we mentioned before in the last episode. So if you need to test a different version or configuration, you would have to re-download huge amount of data each time, which is very time consuming. And by setting up your own local repository mirror, you only download the source once. After that, you and your team can think from your local server much faster. And this is especially useful when you need to change repo manifests or configurations often, so which is common in Android system programming, porting, and debugging. Okay. So using a local mirror means you spend less time waiting for downloads and more time already more time actually building, testing, and debugging. So in practice, this makes your fork flow much more efficient and productive, especially for teams and or anyone working on custom ROMs, automotive infotainment system, or embedded Android projects. Okay, this is the summary of this one. So we can move to the repo and the manifest and check what is our question here in this page. So what is the structure and purpose of the .repo directory when using the repo tool in OSP, and why does it matters for us? So as you see now, for repo and manifest and this commands, okay, so the already repo directory which is created when you will see the .repo, okay, and this is this directory which is created when you run repo init, okay, in OSP project. The directory is the heart of how repo manages your source code and the manifests. And as you see now, there are a lot of directory here. Manifests, this manifest is working copy of the git repo that holds your manifest files, the XMLs that define what projects and branches to sync. And we have also manifest.git, this one actual git repo for the manifest, and this is what the version controls. And we have the XML file as a manifest.xml. This, as we can say, it is symbolic link to the main manifest file, usually point to .repo manifest default.xml. So this is the config that tells repo what to fetch. And we have repo last directory. This is contains the Python script that makes the repo tool work. Okay, after you run repo sync, this is the command you need to run it. Okay, after you run it, you will see more folders like project objects and projects and a lot of things which holds the actual source code and the git objects for each projects in your manifest. So let's move to the next part from my question. Why does this matter? Okay, understanding this structure is a key for a lot of things like debugging sync issue, knowing where manifest live and how to reset them, and the customizing or swapping manifest from for different builds or hardware targets. This is very important. And troubleshooting also when something goes wrong with repo or your source tree. And in real world OSP or automotive work, for example, you will often need to tweak manifests, reset the repo state or the bug thing problem. So knowing what's inside dot repo saves you a ton of time or a lot of time for you. Okay. Yeah, this is also the some explanation of newly created file as you see now. So we need to check what can we see here for this page. Yeah, in the here we can ask ourselves some question like what are the key elements of an OSP manifest file and how do they control repo sync behavior. There are a lot of things, yeah, we can already get summary for them as yeah, we can say the manifest file usually default .xml in the repo manifest. This tells repo what projects to fetch, okay, from where and how to organize them. This is one. And we have mm, also some key elements we need to take care about it. So like remote defines where to fetch code from and this is remote get server. And also you can have multiple remotes but usually one main one like OSP. And we have the default, okay, this is one. The default here, as we see, so sets as a default remote and revision branch and tag for all project unless overridden. This is where you set the main branch tag you want to sync. And we have also the project. This is each project entry tells repo which get repo to fetch, where to put it in your local tree. This is a boss and what group it belong to, and so on. So, and we have copy file also. Let's see, lets you copy specific files after sync. Why all of this already? Why does this also matter? Yeah, let's imagine together the manifest is your source map, okay? And it controls exactly what code you get and where it lands in your workspace. And if you want to customize your build, add, remove projects, change branches, point to a different remote, you edit manifest, okay? In automotive or embedded projects, yeah, this is my specialized. So we can say you often need to maintain custom manifest to different hardware or product lines. So we, yeah, you need to understanding these elements lets you to debug sync issues, speed up builds by using groups and so on, and manage multiple configuration. And yeah, I need to give you some tips here, or just one tip. If you think, if your sync here is slow or you are getting wrong code, always check your manifest first. It is usually the root cause. Okay, so this is using a local mirror of OSP as you see now. Let's do something different and yeah, get the right question here. Also, yeah, here, how do you set up a local OSP mirror and what is special about the manifest used for mirroring? So, as you see on this code and these commands, yeah, steps and the manifest structure for creating a local OSP mirror. So the main idea here, instead of downloading the full OSP source every time, you set up a local mirror. This is about get repo cache, okay, that you and your team can sync from much faster, okay. And the step to set up, you can create directory for your mirror, make dir dash b user, for example, loc mirror OSP, as we see here. And then we can move into the directory cd user and change the directory until the OSP and move into the directory. Yeah, as we mentioned, this is the second change directory. Then we can initialize the repo with dash dash mirror, okay, flag. This is just flag pointing to the manifest. Yeah, you can say repo init dash u as you see now here in this command. And after you set URL here with manifest, you can already add this flag dash dash mirror. Then you can sync this mirror by repo sync, okay. And the manifest for a mirror is different from a normal working manifest, okay. It only lists the project names, no past revisions or extra information. This is because you are just caching the git repos, not building a working source tree. So you don't need to worry about branches or versions here. The mirror just grabs everything, okay. And yeah, Here, using a mirror saves a huge amount of bandwidth and time, especially if you need to support multiple build configs or teams. So it is best practice in any series Android system, automotive or embedded setup, so you can quickly spin up new workspace and so on, or CI jobs by syncing from your local mirror node Google servers. Okay. Yeah, this one also, this is, yeah, if we look at the manifest to check out working copy, we will see the following. Okay, this is one of manifest file. So as you see now in the screen, now this is example and the steps to check out working copy from a local OSP mirror. So the manifest for working copy is more detailed than a mirror manifest. It includes project passes. It included a lot of things, not just project passes. You have groups, visions, so you get exactly the code and structure you need for your build. Okay, and to do something like that, as we mentioned, you can already make a new directory for your working copy. Make dir dash p and as dollar signs whom this is a variable and OSP masters, and move into this master and then initialize the repo pointing to your local mirrors manifest, then repo init dash u, and until use the local mirror OSP as you see, and until at the end. So then we can already starting with repo sync. This is already is powerful. You can create as many working copies as you want from your local mirror. No need to re-download from your from Google's and so on. And also switching branches or versions is much faster since all the data is local. And for system level projects like automotive, custom ROMs, or embedded, you often need to mix OSP with your own projects or private repos. You can do this by editing your manifest to include both public and private resources. And your local mirror act as a as a superset. Okay, this is a superset cache, so you only fetch new data when something changes upstream. Okay, and this is exactly how big teams yeah already work. They keep private mirrors and only sync the baseline from public source. This is creating your own mirror of GitHub. This is one point we need to check it also. But already the video now reached to 12 minutes, so we can already take it next time, next episode inshallah. Thank you so much, and yeah, have a good night. Thank you. Bye bye.